Sasser worm. The Sasser worm appeared in 2004 and quickly became one of the most disruptive examples of automatic network-based malware. It spread without requiring any user interaction, which made it especially dangerous in environments where many systems were constantly connected to the Internet. The worm exploited a vulnerability in the Windows LSASS service, which is responsible for handling security policies and authentication processes. By targeting this weakness, Sasser was able to infect computers simply by scanning for exposed systems and sending malicious requests. Once a machine was compromised, it became unstable almost immediately, often entering a cycle of sudden shutdowns or forced restarts that made normal operation extremely difficult. In many cases, users had only a few minutes of uptime before the system crashed again. This created serious disruptions in critical environments such as hospitals, airports, and government offices, where stable computing systems were essential. What made Sasser particularly impactful was its ability to spread independently of human behavior, meaning that even cautious users were vulnerable if their systems were not updated. The worm also highlighted how delays in applying security patches could turn a known vulnerability into a global incident within hours. Its outbreak led to widespread awareness about automated network threats and the importance of proactive system maintenance. Blaster worm. The blaster worm, discovered in 2003, was one of the most aggressive early worms designed for Windows systems and became a key example of how quickly a single vulnerability could escalate into a global disruption. It targeted a flaw in the Windows DCOM RPC interface, allowing remote code execution without user consent. Once a system was infected, Blaster caused instability by forcing repeated system reboots and displaying disruptive messages that interrupted normal user activity. The worm also contained a payload that attempted to trigger a distributed denial-of-service attack against Microsoft's update servers, revealing that it was not only self-propagating, but also designed to attack specific infrastructure targets. As it spread, Blaster scanned IP ranges continuously, searching for other vulnerable machines to infect, which created a cascading effect across the Internet. Corporate networks experienced significant slowdowns, and many systems became unusable due to constant crashes and resource overload. The worm's behavior demonstrated how interconnected global systems had become and how quickly a technical flaw could escalate into a widespread operational crisis. It also reinforced the importance of timely software updates and secure configuration practices, especially for systems exposed to the public Internet. Zeus Trojan. The Zeus Trojan, first identified in 2007, became one of the most advanced and widely used banking malware families in cybercrime history. Unlike worms that spread randomly, Zeus was highly targeted and designed for financial gain through stealth and long-term infiltration. It was commonly distributed through phishing campaigns, malicious email attachments, and compromised websites that mimicked legitimate services. Once installed on a system, Zeus operated silently in the background, avoiding detection while monitoring user activity. Its primary goal was to intercept sensitive financial data, especially during online banking sessions. It achieved this by logging keystrokes, capturing login credentials, and injecting fake web forms into legitimate banking pages to trick users into revealing additional information. The malware communicated with remote command and control servers, allowing attackers to update its behavior and extract stolen data in real time. One of its most powerful features was its modular design, which allowed different versions to be customized for specific targets or regions. Over time, Zeus became part of a large underground cybercrime ecosystem and was responsible for widespread financial theft across individuals and organizations. CryptoLocker ransomware. CryptoLocker emerged in 2013 and represented a major evolution in ransomware due to its strong encryption methods and highly organized extortion model. It typically spread through infected email attachments, often disguised as invoices, shipping notices, or legitimate business documents. When a user executed the attachment, the malware scanned the system and began encrypting a wide range of files, including documents, images, and work-related data. The encryption process used strong cryptographic algorithms, making file recovery virtually impossible without the decryption key held by the attackers. After encryption was complete, CryptoLocker displayed a ransom demand informing the victim that their files were locked and could only be restored by paying a fee within a limited time frame. Payments were often requested in digital currencies, making it difficult to trace the attackers. The psychological pressure created by countdown timers and the threat of permanent data loss led many victims to pay the ransom. This attack showed how cybercrime could become a profitable business model based entirely on digital extortion. Code Red Worm. The Code Red Worm emerged in 2001 and became one of the first large-scale internet worms to target web server infrastructure. It exploited a buffer overflow vulnerability in Microsoft IIS web servers, which were widely used at the time. Once infected, servers had their web pages modified, often displaying defacement messages that indicated the system had been compromised. The worm spread rapidly by scanning for other vulnerable servers, allowing it to infect hundreds of thousands of systems in a very short time. It also launched denial-of-service attacks against selected targets, overwhelming them with traffic generated from infected machines. Because it required no user interaction, Code Red was especially dangerous for exposed systems connected to the Internet. Its outbreak caused widespread disruption and highlighted the importance of server security and timely patching. It became a key moment in the history of cybersecurity, showing how quickly automated threats could scale. ILOVEYOU 2.0 Concept Worm. The ILOVEYOU 2.0 concept refers to modern malware inspired by the original ILOVEYOU virus, focusing on social engineering rather than technical exploitation. These threats spread through messaging platforms, social media, and fake notifications designed to look personal or urgent. They rely on human emotions such as curiosity, trust, or fear to trick users into clicking malicious links or opening infected files. Once activated, they can steal data, install additional malware, or spread further through contact lists. Unlike older viruses, modern variants often use advanced techniques to avoid detection, including constantly changing their structure or mimicking legitimate system messages. Some even impersonate trusted contacts to increase credibility. This evolution demonstrates that human behavior remains one of the weakest points in cybersecurity, even as technology becomes more advanced. It highlights how the psychological strategies behind early viruses continue to be effective in modern digital environments.